Very poor last week against the old enemy Clarence. Lots and lots of injuries for the Pies, but they won't be using that as an excuse this afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the live stream. My name is Chris Robert. I'm joined in commentary this afternoon by Tubes Taylor. Tubes, welcome to you. This will be a very, very interesting game, and I reckon coming into the season, you would not have picked these two teams to be last and second last on the TSL table.
No, not at all, Rowie, and welcome to you, and thanks for having me. It's a beautiful day here at Twin Ovals, a little breeze going to the right of screen. The Tigers have been out on the ground for about 10-15 minutes now, and we're yet to see the Glenorchy Magpies. Just Paul Kennedy keeping his charges down in the rooms a little bit longer than usual. But I'm expecting a big game and both teams to come out pretty hard early, I would expect.
Yeah, it's a good observation as we see the Glenorchy team run out onto the field now. But Tigers have been out here for 6 or 7 minutes and going through all their drills and doing all their warm-ups, and the Glenorchy team opting to just stay inside. Let's just have a look at this Glenorchy side and just some of the outs, some of the players that will be missing from this best 22. And I'm going to include Reece Mott because he played in that round one game, and he is listed as an emergency still. So there is some hope that Reece Mott might return to this Glenorchy team. So Reece Mott, Aidan Grace, Banks Smith, Ben Camerick, Sam Rundle is out this afternoon, and Matthew Dilger is also out this afternoon. That is 6 of their best 22 are all fairly experienced players, and you include guys like Ben Camerick, reigning best and fairest, Aidan Grace, reigning Hudson medalist, and Reece Mott, one of the prime movers in this competition. It really tests the depth of a team already relying on a little bit of depth, the Pies.
Yeah, it certainly does, Rowie. Their Resi side got smashed this morning as well. So, as you say, their depth really tested. They get Tom Cleary back, though, this week, and Matty Joseph comes back as well, back into the side. So a couple of old heads come back into the side, experienced campaigners. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. The Glenorchy side, undermanned, and I think what really hurts them is Ben Camerick. He's one of the stars of the competition, and his injury down at Lauderdale a couple of weeks ago was bad for the game and bad for the Glenorchy Magpies. But who knows what to expect here today, Rowie. I'm just expecting a hard and tough competition.
A fairly settled Tigers team, just the one change coming into this game with Zach Adams into the team replacing Nathan Duggan. They were wiped off the park last week by Launceston. A really disappointing loss for a team that made finals last year, albeit in a 7-team competition, of course, but a team that has a pretty a decently strong core these days, and a core of players that have actually played a fair bit of footy together. Watt, Godomsky, Rice, Will Campbell's been at the club for a couple of seasons now. Tyler Carter's been around for a while. Marcus Davies, of course. Cooper Sorty, Griggs. Some very familiar names playing for the Tigers, and they have been together for quite a while now. So they'd be disappointed with the performance they put up against Launceston. Despite Launceston probably being flag favourites at the moment, they will certainly be looking to bounce back and respond, that's for sure.
So not too far away from the start of this match here at Twin Ovals. Looks like we've got Mitch Rainbird out there in the fluorescent stack hat, which is good to see. Deegan up in the ruck, up against Big Marcus Gardner, who's had a pretty reasonable season. Big James Deegan in his second year at Glenorchy. Tigers will be kicking to the left of screen. Reece Mott surprisingly is here, but in the coach's box. Not playing.
So the siren sounds all set to go here at the Twin Ovals. Up goes the ball, Deegan, and Gardner, he won it down immediately out of the middle, though, by Geard, who was the late in to this Glenorchy team. Kick towards centre-half forward. Roberts will track it, get a handball out in the Geard direction. Handball was affected, scrambling in the middle of the Twin Ovals. It'll be all wrapped up early for a stoppage. But Glenorchy with the first clearance and the first foray forward. Mitch Rainbird emerges from the bottom of a pack in that familiar headgear. Up it goes again. There is Rainbird. A effective kick inside 50 now. Early chance for Glenorchy. Williams tracked it. Handball out now. Still in Glenorchy hands. Webb evaded a tackler. There's been a whistle though. And it'll be a free kick going the way of the Tigers.
So it'll go to special Jasmine Rice on the half-back flank. His first kick of the game. So scrubby one out to the wing, and we'll see a boundary throw in. Just trying to slide that nickname in early, Rowie, so it catches on for Matty Rice.
Get the audience in tune.
Jasmine, we're calling him. Boundary throw in. Gardner, Deegan does well, pushes it down into the middle of the ground. Should be a free kick to Rainbird. Umpire said play on, but nothing doing. So scrappy stuff early, no real free play as we'd expect. Both teams coming out pretty hard. Deegan wins it down. Nice work out to space from Webb. Continues on, quick kick forward into the deep inside the forward 50. Bowden can't get a hold of it. Bang into the Davies tackle, and we'll see another ball up.
So yeah, Jay Bowden, who missed the first 2 rounds of the season, they'll need him to fire today. And there's an early free kick plucked out here. It'll go Glenorchy's way.
Joseph,
and the Pies will have a shot on goal. So important this for Glenorchy. Here's Joseph. He's fairly reliable in front of the sticks. He leans back on the kick. It was a pretty relaxed sort of attempt, and it just drifts across the face for a minor score. So Glenorchy register their first score of the afternoon. Are behind. They lead by a solitary point. But the game, certainly in the early stages, being played in the Glenorchy forward half. So kick out from fullback. Clears defensive 50. Gardner flew. Little knock-on was pretty good from Webb to Deegan. There's 2 Pies lining up inside 50. G. Copperman got in the way of his teammate, and they've butchered that. Glenorchy, a golden chance. And the Tigers will clear defensive 50 on the outer side of the ground. In fact, it's out on the full. So Glenorchy with a chance to reload. Umpire's plucked out something, though. He's just... No, it is a Kingborough ball. So Tigers will retain possession at right half back. Gee, they got out of jail there. 2 Pies inside 50 all alone. Webb spotted them up, but they affected each other as a tumbling ball goes forward for the Tigers. We'll have a boundary throw in at right half forward for the home team.
So the ball really holding up in the air there, Rowie, as the breeze goes from left to right on your screen. Tigers will have to do their work to get it up to their forward line. Gardner over the back. Rainbird with a handball out from the tip of his toes. A little bit of Candy Sullivan. That's a clever handball, and Glenorchy are out here. Long kick down towards Joseph, but riding the wave down there is the ever reliable fullback Will Drew. His kick across the goal out to space here. Numbers with the Tigers. It's picked up nicely by Adams. He handballs off to his running player, and it's a low one down to Lockie Watt. Couldn't quite get there. Another handball up. Davies now with a bit of space and pace. Shrugs the tackle and continues up forward. The kick is pretty horrible and rolls out of bounds. It's the first time we've seen a bit of open play here at the Twin Ovals, where there's been space and time, but the kick affected probably by the breeze a little there. And we'll see a boundary thrown right on the 50-metre line at half forward for the Tigers. Deegan and Sordy will do battle in the ruck. Rainbird elects to go up instead. Scoops it up nicely. That quick kick came out from Webb. And there's Big Sausage Gardner taking the mark, sending a low one towards a teammate. And this guy's a star, Kieran Lovell. Looks up. It's a beautiful kick deep inside the 50. Trying hard there was Carter. It pops it up nicely to Dygan. Dygan in towards Davies, who rode the bump and copped one high. And it'll be a free kick to the Tiger. Actually, Burrows Cheng it is. Saw the 9. Burrows Cheng sends it up towards Godomsky and Co. Griggs flew high. Quick kick away by Geard, and the mark is taken by Drew.
Yeah, good mark by Drew in the middle of the twin ovals. Clearing kick chopped off. He's got a man wide if he wants him in McCulloch. He elects to go a little bit more direct. He'll kick towards half forward. Rainbird got in the hole. He did enough to affect the mark. Geard got it off hands. Couldn't get a handball out. The ball's going to be held up here with Griggs on the bottom of the pack. Rainbird getting involved early.
I like a long sleeve, Rowie. There's a couple out here today.
Yes. Not particularly cold, though, so more a... not an essential item today, the long sleeve, as Bowden just overruns the footy, as did Webb. Went in after it again, did Jay Bowden. He's claimed in the tackle. Tigers ball now. They work it out by hand here. Burrows Cheng back to Lovell now. Falcon on a teammate in McCulloch, and it'll spill out of bounds in front of the benches. A couple of touches for Kieran Lovell, of course. Prolific ball winner at TSL level. He was drafted to the Hawks, high draft pick. At one stage, Tubes, he was touted as the Sam Mitchell replacement. Didn't quite reach those heights, it must be said. The Tigers again retain possession. Handball missed Rice. Here comes Callan Daly swooping on a loose footy in the middle of the ground. Kick forward now. High, long ball towards goal. I tell you what, if there's not a hand on that, there was, and it mattered little because it bounced through for a minor score, but certainly good purchase on the kick. Coming out of the middle of the ground, Brady Simpson, I think it might have been, for the Pies. Kick in. Here comes Davies, who's done some nice things early. He missed the bounce on that occasion. They'll get away with it here, though, the Tigers. Neat left foot kick is a good one up the line to Dargan. He turns and burns. Got a man at left half forward. Immediately played on to Lovell. Handball. Spearing kick in. Here's the kick in board now from O'Neill. It's going to be mopped up here by the Glenorchy defence, although they're not out of trouble yet. Hat kick out of defence. Reardon had to go back. Pies will retain the footy. Trying to work it out. Campbell swooped on a loose one. Got it to a teammate. That's a good kick inside 50. And a nice hit up with Jack Bilson getting on the end of it. So when he comes, low kick is missing to the near side for a minor score. So Kingborough register their first score of the afternoon. Glenorchy 0 goals 2-2. Kingborough 1 behind.
Jared Arnold does the work from fullback. Moves it out to a teammate in Webster. Those two will combine a lot today, you can guarantee it. Goes further afield. Long one, Reardon just ducked his head at the last moment. Rice into Dilger. There's a free kick going the way of Jasmine Rice. Handball's off to the running Davies. Davies over the top to Campbell. Campbell shrugs one with a fast haircut. Does well to get it to Reardon. Reardon deep inside 50 gets smothered. And they're out here now through Riley Best. But there's no one at home for the Tigers. For the Pies, rather. Blake McCulloch's the only bloke down there. Quick kick around to Rice. Rice has Davies in the middle. Decides to go further afield and finds Godomsky. Godomsky with a little bit of time. Handballs over to Davies. Davies is hot. And Bowden. Too quick. You can't relax around Jay Bowden. Short one inside. Finds a teammate. And they run on here through Rainbird, rather. Who got tackled hard by Burrows Cheng. Davies with a handball to ground. Koppelman ducks his head, and that was hard. He'll cop a free kick here. Unintentional, but still too high. And Koppelman will take the free kick from half forward. Sends it long with Davies. Marcus Gardner's down there. He mops that up every single day of the week, and handballs off to Lovell. Lovell across goal, dangerously to Reardon. Hot on his hammer down there is Richard Dilger. Reardon keeps running. And the ball's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, Reardon did well there. Laid a body in as well. So early stages of this one. In it comes, out of side. Falls into Tiger arms. Tackle laid by Geared. So up it goes with Koppelman, will do the ruck work against Gardner. Straight down to Rainbird. He's claimed by Campbell. Out it comes to Best. Eventually into the arms of Adams, who just sends a scrappy old ball up the wing. Tigers just trying to work it forward any which way. They'll work it out here by hands. The kick was a little bit hot for Lockie Watt. Arnold tracked it back. Eventually it ended up with a Tiger who just tumbled one inside 50 to nobody in particular. Glenorchy will get out here though. Man free on the wing. Just needs the ball to bounce. Tries to paddle it up to his advantage, did Roberts. Couldn't quite in the end. Godomski got there. Reinforcements arrive for the Tigers. Rice, sweeping handball to McCulloch. Low burner to half forward. Missed the target in Watt. That was a push in the back. Umpire missed it. Still with the Tigers now in Burrows Cheng. He sets it up to the top of the square. 2-on-1. Almost able to take the mark. Free kick. And to replay on advantage. First goal comes to the Tigers. Bailey Gordon finishes it off. Good passage of play. Reward for effort with the free kick. And the play on advantage resulted in the first goal of the game. Kingborough 1-1-7, A-League Glenorchy 0-2-2.
That was just terrific work from the Tigers, just swarming all together, moving the ball forward in almost like a flood. And they hit the scoreboard nicely against the breeze too and take a 5-point lead. 12 and a half minutes gone in the first term. Koppelman in the ruck up against Gardner. He's giving away a few inches here, Dan Koppelman. But he'll compete, no doubt. Looking for Lovell, couldn't find it, and it'll be wrapped up, another ball up. Beautiful tap work down there from Big Sausage Gardner. Very experienced man. Koppelman uses his body and takes it out of the ruck. Sends it towards Richard Dilger. He's got Reardon on his hammer. Rainbird with a real mongrel punt sends it long down towards Joseph. And it rolls out of bounds for another boundary throw-in. Like that matchup, Jared Drew taking on Matty Joseph down forward. Couple of jets of the competition, Rowie. As we see another boundary throw-in. Deep inside forward 50 for Glenorchy. Brady Williams does the rucking for Glenorchy. Daly got his handball away quickly, but only as far as Clifford for the Tigers. Operating in a shoebox, the Tigers clear it out. Little push off the footy, that's okay. It lands in the arms of Dan Joseph. Play on's the call, and we'll see another ball up. So, a lot of stoppages around the footy, Rowie. But it's pretty reasonable game so far.
Yeah, not a whole heap of free-flowing footy at this early stage. It's roved off the pack. Well, here's Lovell with some tricks. His handball missed the mark, though. Turnover in Glenorchy hands, though. Mark taking it right half forward. They play on immediately. Here's Rainbird. Inside 50. Good spot-up kick, and it's held on to as well. Good mark. And another
Joseph.
chance here for the Pies through that man Joseph. So he's looking like the target at this stage. Already with one shot on goal, Joseph. That one just slid across the face, but this one from a easier angle. Distance won't trouble him at all. Back on the kick, and there it is. Glenorchy get there first and regain the lead. 1-2-8 the Pies, 1-1-7 the Tigers. Matty Joseph hits the scoreboard and kicks his first.
He's up against no slouch in defence in Jared Drew. Just able to take that mark on the second grab, Danny Joseph, and makes no mistake from about 35 metres out. A good kick. So back in the middle. It's like Geared might have the job on Soup Campbell. Deegan back on for the Pies. Deegan wins it down only as far as Soup Campbell. Hard at the footy there was the Pies as they kick it off the ground through Deegan. Smooth pick up Cal Daly. Only as far as Griggs. Griggs on the left. Rig high up and under, and it's a push downfield, so it'll be a free kick going the way of the Tigers. We've got Gordon now with the footy at centre wing. The long target is on. Burrows Cheng will have to fly, and he takes a nice one above the eyes. Has a man in the middle. Goes in that direction. It's chopped off by Daly, though. He got his hand there and then was gang tackled. Rice, Daly, and it's picked up again. The Pies go forward in the Bowden direction, and he does that for fun, Jay Bowden. He's copped one in the eyeballs, and he's hurt.
He was smacked after he took that mark.
He's okay, though. He's up on his feet. And this is almost regulation for Jay Bowden. He'll take his best kick, I reckon. He'll kick from 55. As Big Dan Koppelman gets down towards the boundary, potentially for a Shepherd. In comes Jay Bowden. It's a ripper kick. Gee, that is just as easy as you like for one of the stars of Tasmanian football. Glenorchy extend their lead out to 7 points.
Yeah, you're right. Anywhere that Jay marks the ball and is kicking for goal from, he's always at least an 85% chance, isn't he? On that occasion, 55 metres out, 45-degree angle, degree of difficulty for a player of his calibre, not all that high, and that just sailed through. Crisp connection.
That was beautiful, wasn't it?
Beautiful kick for goal.
Made that look easy.
So Jay Bowden gets his first. Glenorchy get their second. 7-point advantage to the Pies. Early stages of this one, all wrapped up in the middle of the ground. Probably looked the better side early. Certainly, game being played in their forward half. This one's slapped forward again. Griggs, handball to Lovell, who's had 5 or 6 touches in this first term. Back to Griggs now in the long sleeves. Good-looking left foot kick will be chopped off immediately by Arnold, who's been absolutely terrific for Glenorchy so far this season. A rock in defence. He's been doing that all year so far. So Webb now gives it to Rainbird. He's been handy early as well. Little chipping ball is good to Roberts. And there's an emergency in this team. He tried to go up the line to Bowden. He took it on the bounce, wheeled around, looked for Roberts again with the hands. Gave it to the standing ruckman in Deegan, always dangerous, but he sends Glenorchy inside 50 again. Good saving mark, though, going back from Donnelly. Short ball into the middle of the ground. They're going for the corridor, the Tigers. Burrows Cheng couldn't pick it up on the second bite. That might have been in the back. Umpire said no. Daly fed it out to Webster, who just sent a high ball straight up in the air. He'll call play on with the umpire. Wasn't 15. They'll get another chance here. Webster again. Pies inside 50. Bowden. Koppelman got in front. And, well, the big fella just drifted in front of Jay Bowden and said, Jay, leave this one to me.
He said, excuse me, thank you.
Well, it was good work from Koppelman, who just noticed that Jay was in a bit of a wrestle and turned a direct 50-50 into probably a 90-10. Had no direct opponent, did Koppelman.
Will Jay Bowden say something about that?
No, I think he'll be happy for Koppelman to just take his chances, and he has on this occasion, and the goal would do him a world of good. In he comes, and that one's sprayed off the side of the boot. So some good work undone there by the big fella in Koppelman.
Out it comes from fullback. Last time I commentated Jared Drew rather, he kicked a goal down at Skybus Stadium. That one's close to being out on the full, and it is. It'll be a free kick going to Jay Bowden.
Well,
Mark
honestly, this one, Tubes.
Write it in the book. Jay Bowden's got 2 to his name. We've got some spectators near us that are shaking their head at that. but I'm backing him home. He's kicked one from 50 earlier. He's had a couple of weeks off. Oh, no, just to the near side. So, what do I know about football? Nothing. Jared Drew will take it again. He's got a long option deep in Tyler Carter. Kick was untoward. They all flew high. Rainbird kicks long and another behind. So 2-5. 17 plays Kingborough. 1-1-7. 10 points the margin to Glenorchy. It's almost like a replay here, Rowie. This is the third time Jared Drew's kicked it out and he's hit a target this time. And there it is. Quarter time from Twin Ovals. Glenorchy 2-5-17. Lead Kingborough 1-1-7. Goals kickers for the Tigers. Bailey Gordon with 1. And for Glenorchy, singles to Matt Joseph and Jay Bowden. How'd you see that first quarter, Rowie?
I thought Glenorchy dominated that first term. They peppered the scoreboard, kicked 2 goals, 5. Should have probably been 4 goals, 3. Kingborough, when they went forward, looked relatively dangerous, but they just didn't get it forward of centre enough. And I think the game plan with Glenorchy, it seems like with a few key personnel out, is to just get it and move it forward at any cost and give yourself a chance inside 50. Spoken about Jay Bowden, who's had 2 shots on goal already. One from 55 metres out, 45-degree angle that he slotted. Another one on a tough angle. So he's getting his hands on the footy, and as long as he's inside 50 for Glenorchy, they're always dangerous. Kingborough, to me, it looks like they're attempting to attack the corridor and play direct footy, which I like. Not quite coming off for them at this stage, but I reckon Coach Trent Baumler will be relatively happy with the approach and be backing in the game plan to eventually burst the dam wall of the Pies.
No, I agree with you. We'll take a quick break here, Rowie. At quarter time, it is Glenorchy by 10 points.
So second term just about underway here at the Twin Ovals. Glenorchy with a 10-point advantage. Looked the better team in the first term here against the Tigers. Bounce wasn't fantastic. Rainbird claimed the footy. He was claimed high. And immediately a chance for a centre break for the Pies. Rainbird's been pretty good early. Short kick is on. It just hung in the air a little second for Geard, who took the mark. Got some contact and some work for his troubles. He goes short as well. So Deegan, they haven't progressed the footy here, the Pies, but eventually he sees something he likes out wide. Big fist came from Godomski. Chance here out on the wing. One-on-one battle. There's some good body work there as Glenorchy will retain possession. Back through the middle of the ground. Deegan just said, I'll go myself. Kick inside 50 now for the Pies. Here's Bowden. So lead out. Sticky mitts, Jay Bowden. And that all came from a nice bit of work on the wing.
Doesn't he just stiffen up their side beautifully?
He break glass in case of emergency. Jay Bowden kicked one already this afternoon. Vintage lead out mark. This one looks pretty good as well. Bowden has his second. Glenorchy strike early in this second term, and they skip out to a 16-point lead.
Against the breeze that's died off too. So, took advantage of the breeze in the first quarter, did Glenorchy, and now it's really died off. Someone was telling me earlier, Rowie, that it's never, ever still here at Twin Ovals. Well, guess what? Still as right now. It's beautiful.
And especially down at ground level. We're up on the hill.
Yep. Umpire Butler now just taking his time to throw the ball up. One of the most seasoned umpires in the game. The tap came down from Gardner. Webb trying hard, got it forward. Now Reardon's going to be first to the footy. Uses his pace. Handball's over the top. Oh, it's chopped off nicely down there by Best. The ball's at the bottom of the pack on the Rice. And the umpire says no.
That's one of the first rules in junior footy, isn't it? Never handball over the top of somebody. And that's why.
Do not remember. It's going way, way back for me.
Back in under eights.
Deegan and Gardner do battle. Gardner got it off to a player who handballed straight to Kieran Lovell, who's gone, holding the footy. Mitch Rainbird's going to have a free kick. And he'll make the distance, no doubt. Not sure that Kieran Lovell had a lot of time to get rid of that footy, but didn't attempt hard enough to get rid of the ball, perhaps. So Mitch Rainbird will have a shot on goal. And he comes in the stack hat. Just a little stutter there. Kicks right on 50. It's a long journey, and it's gone through. He's pretty happy about it, Mitch Rainbird, rather. Gee, I'm doing that a lot. But I was celebrating the Tasmanian from Lauderdale's 200th match last night when the Bears gave... Brisbane Bears, how am I going?
Bears.
The Lions gave the Bombers a bath. And no, I haven't been drinking. Well done, Mitch Rainbird. He gets his first, the second of the quarter for Glenorchy.
So Mitch Robinson of the Brisbane Bears kicks his first for the Pies. Good gear here from Tubes Taylor. He's up and about. As are Glenorchy. 22 points, the margin here at the Twin Ovals. Kingborough need a goal. Here goes Griggs straight out of the middle. He'll go himself. Launches one towards the big sticks, but it tumbles through for a minor score. So at least they hit the scoreboard. 1-2-8 now, the Tigers. Kick in quickly from... Cleary came to Geard. He gets it back. Kick towards the wing now in the Deegan direction. Went with the one paw. Couldn't quite reel it in. Griggs at ground level. He's got two Pies to contend with. Gardner goes in after it. Can't rip it out of the contest. The umpire will blow the whistle and say, I'll have it, please. Right in front of the interchange benches. Glenorchy 4-5-29. Led this one by 21 points. Kicked the first two of this second term. 1-2-8. The Tigers slapped out into the middle of the ground. Davies met it hard. Went for a little adventure. Kicked it inside 50 for the Tigers. To no avail. Carter tried to keep it in. But we'll have a boundary throw in right forward pocket for the Tigers, who desperately need a goal. This one just threatening to get away from them if they don't hit the scoreboard quickly. Chance here, though, from the stoppage. In it comes. Carter was there trying to do the ruck work. Slap kick out from the Pies. They gain 25 metres, but we'll have another boundary throw in right on the 50, right half forward for the Tigers.
So a boundary thrown on 50. I've done my time in the sin bin and I'm back. Shout out to Ace Cornelius watching at home. Big tackle laid nicely down there by Lockie Clifford, and we'll see a ball up.
Good to see Ace Cornelius tuning in. Former Glenorchy superstar, of course.
And super coach, premiership coach. Quick kick away by Lovell. Geared, gets tackled hard, and it goes out of bounds again. As the Sausage Dogs do a bit of work around the boundary here. There's been a free kick here pulled out. It'll be a Glenorchy free. Short one's on to Best. Best goes long, Reardon works the body well and takes the mark. Still coming down from his mark a couple of weeks ago. Kicks untowardly and finds Roberts. Has Rainbird out wide, looks in that direction. Big fly, that one copped Rainbird fair in the snout. And the Glenorchy Pies move it forward even further. Plover's doing a bit of work here as well. They're on the swoop here. This bloke does not care at all. And then we're going to see another stoppage. So scrappy stuff for the last few minutes here, Rowie. But the Pies winning the territory battle.
Yeah, they certainly are. They look a little more dangerous around the ball. Deegan tries to slap it forward to no avail, though. Picked up immediately by Clifford. His kick was smothered. Davies go after it, as will Webster. He'll work it out by hand this time. Gee, that was well done in defence. The kick was a good one too. Williams now, middle of the Twin Ovals. Kick towards half forward. Mark unable to be taken. It'll spill out of bounds. Right half forward for the Pies. This Plover down here is causing absolute mayhem.
Working overtime.
He's swooping like you wouldn't believe. Someone's going to get their head taken off here.
Give it a spell, would you, mate?
Jeez. Well, I reckon we're next in line. In comes the footy. Rucks go at it. Another chance now for Glenorchy. Oh, what about the spin move? Kick inside 50 now. It was off the side of the boot. And going back was Donnelly. Taking a saving mark. Spreads the kick wide. Here's Bilson. Right half back for the Tigers. Looking to get something going. He'll kick up the line. There's a player in the hole. Unable to be taken. Cleary for the ball. Calls of ball. Young Meredith was claimed. And he'll concede the free. So chance now for the Tigers. Here's Graham. We haven't called his name an awful lot this afternoon. He's one of their more prolific goal kickers, but hasn't had the chances this afternoon. Centering ball now into a dangerous spot. Players fly. Mark unable to be taken. Big tackle. Ball will be all wrapped up. So bad news for Tigers fans. Ball out of the congestion. Griggs goes after it. Trapped it under his spell, but he was taken high. So free kick now for the Tigers as they retain a little bit of possession. They play on immediately. Not sure that was the option. Gee, Clifford had to deal with a tackler. It was a high fend-off. And they turn it straight back over to the Tigers. So now the Pies play on by hand. Short one from Rainbird into the middle of the ground. Here they go. Chain of handballs. Rainbird has something he sees and he likes inside 50. It's Bowden. Tries to trap it in the forward pocket. He's got a one-on-one. All done by the Tigers defence to hold it up. And it'll be a ball up in the right forward pocket for Glenorchy. So the Tigers defending grimly here. Pies trying to just work something out of the congestion. Up it goes. G. Rainbird again. This time he is claimed for holding the ball. Just trying to break a couple of tackles and create something. So free kick Tigers. Dished off immediately by hand. Reardon, neat kick to Campbell. Haven't called him a lot today. But he gets involved here. Short kick to Lovell. So right in front of the interchange benches is Kieran Lovell. Assesses his options up the ground. Kick towards half forward. He's picked out the only Glenorchy jumper amongst 4 Tigers. And Koppelman gets in the hole. Done some nice things today, this young man. Enjoyed his game. He elects to go up the line. That's not amongst them, Tubes. That is what you call a classic commentator's curse.
Kicked it to the massage table.
He's kicking it to you, I think, Tubes. Here's Reardon in defence. Goes for a long, ambitious switch. Jeez. Tried to bite off a kick. It was straight to Daly. And the Tigers are going to be punished here because Glenorchy have a shot on goal. And it'll come via the boot of Jay Bowden. Gee, that was brave, bold. All manner of superlatives from Elijah Reardon. It did not come off. And it is in the hands of probably the one man you do not want it in. Jay Bowden leans back on the kick. This time he's missing to the near side. So Bowden doesn't quite make the Tigers pay for the mistake. A let off.
Mitch Rainbird in the hands of the trainers down here after that big hit. He seems to be okay though.
And it comes from fullback. Campbell took it. Gave it to Clifford. He worked his way out of it. Got it to Rice. Now back to Campbell. Short ball across the ground. It was dangerous again. Another big tackle. This time Bowden on the defensive end of things. So they can't get it past halfway here at the Tigers. Glenorchy doing all the attacking. They hold a 22-point advantage.
Ruck contest at half forward for the Pies. Comes down towards Rice. Geard's there as well. Cleary picks it up nice and cleanly, but it's wrapped up in a 2-Tiger tackle. Say that 10 times quickly. Webster sends a 9-9 down forward. From behind, Joseph can't mark because Ben Donnelly is in the way. Donnelly looks to switch, but instead gets called to play on. Goes wide to Griggs. A little bit much on it, but it's okay. Geard came hard, but Griggs took the mark easily in the end. Short one's on to Rice, but Jasmine says no, go long. So Griggs sends it up towards Big Sausage. Reardon flew high. Campbell Sends a chip up. Going back with the flight courageously was Bilson, but taking the mark was Riley Best at his toes. In the fluorescent red boots, ruby red shoes, sends it long. Rice back. Lovell ends up on the end of the footy, uses the left nicely, down towards Campbell. Cleary flew high, Campbell butted up nicely into the middle of the ground, finds a teammate in George O'Neill. The boy from Cygnet does well. Kept on, did the Tigers, and a downfield free kick may result in a shot on goal. No, they won't be downfield. They're bringing it back, much to the disgust of the Kingston faithful here in front of us. Handball over to Donnelly. Short. Finds Clifford. Clifford with the Buzzy style haircut sends one burning down towards Bilson. Bilson picked it up, needs a tan. Big tackle, just dropped it like a hot spud, did Bailey Gordon. Webster with strength through the contest. Gee, that's great to watch. Thompson gets tackled hard, and that's a brilliant tackle on Webb by Campbell. And no free kick. We'll see a ball up.
So Campbell working his way into the game now for the Tigers. Out it comes. Here he is, Campbell. Sends a high, long ball inside 50. Chance here for the yellow and black. Bilson at the back. Runs into an open goal. Dribbles it home. Tigers have their second, and boy did they need that one.
Nice goal for Rachel.
Tigers 2-2-14, Glenorchy 4-6-30. Margin cut back to 16. Desperately needed goal. Rachel Bilson, of course, from your favourite
show, the OC.
Drama, 2002 to 2006-ish, I would have thought, the OC.
Without risk of dropping a cliche, but the Tigers really needed that, Rowie. The play's been all with Glenorchy, and they've just managed to scrape one away. And that means a lot for the Tigers.
Well, that'll certainly give them some belief. It was against the run of play, that's for sure. Can they string together two in a row? They'll have a chance here as they go forward now through Clifford. Mark unable to be taken down there by Reardon. Ball stays in. Eventually it's paddled out for a boundary throw-in. So a stoppage here, left forward pocket for the Tigers. Chance to add another one deep into the second term.
I just feel like they need to be a little bit smarter inside 50. They had some time and space there, but just couldn't hit a target. And Reardon tried hard, but could only get the one mitt. So just a bit smarter as they go inside 50. Sorty up against Deegan. Down to Rainbird. Rainbird's caught holding the footy. So a great tackle laid there by Sam Dygan. And he'll go back and have a shot. The former North Hobart boy, Hobart City if you like, came down here with Trent Bormala a few years ago. In he comes, Sam Dygan. He's pretty happy with the kick, and he celebrates because it's another goal. Well, swings and roundabouts here at Twin Ovals. The margin back to 10.
Yeah, 10 points, two quick ones to the Tigers, and it just shows what can happen when you get it in quick, as they have done on the previous two occasions. A goal from a crumbing goal from Bilson, and a goal from a stoppage and a free kick, and those little ones just go your way. All of a sudden, you kick two goals and you're right back in the contest. So, margin cut down to 10 points. Onus back on the Pies now to respond. So back in the middle we go. Who can win the centre clearance? Worked out here by hand. Glenorchy will go forward. The kick is average though from Simpson. Chopped off at right half back. Kick toward a wing. That is directly out of bounds on the full. Missed a couple of chances in that space today, the Tigers. Skills just letting them down. Simpson takes the free kick. Neat ball inside is good. So here's Oakley. Short one's good to Rainbird, who's been one of Glenorchy's best today, although that's an absolute shocker again. Just tried to go quickly and wide to Geared. I'm not sure it was the kick. Spills out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Cal Daly's down there saying, just get it in, just get it in.
That's right. Good advice, wise words from a good player. So boundary throw-in, left half forward for the Pies. Knocked down towards the boundary line. A couple of players will track it over. And we'll have another boundary throw-in. Deep into the first half of this clash. Glenorchy 4-6-30 lead Kingborough 3-2-20 here at the Twin Ovals. Both of these teams need a win, it's fair to say. Double palm down, Geared. Runs it over. A third boundary throw-in.
There's been a few of them, Rowie. Got any stats on how many throw-ins we've had today?
I don't. Haven't been keeping that one. That must be said, Tubes. Yeah, not a common one. Kicks, handballs, tackles, boundary throw-ins. Down it comes.
A good time.
Gardner. Burrows Cheng traps it. Weaves his way through a couple. Chance now for the Tigers. That was really well worked. Handball now came to O'Neill, who tumbles one inside 50. Pies have got to work this one out. They do so. Time and space, although that one's kicked directly into the man on the mark. Here's Campbell, who just spilt the beans going through. Oakley gathered the footy, wrapped up in a big tackle. And we'll have another stoppage, this time at right half forward for the Tigers. They're searching for a third straight goal.
Ruck contest again. Quick kick off the ground was all right by Clifford. Just kept the ball moving. Reardon now with time. Handball's just from the top of his hands and then wrapped up Clifford. Not trying. And the umpire's going to call him for holding the footy. So the free kick will go the way of Daniel Joseph. He's saying, give us the ball. Fair enough. So Joseph gets called to play on, and that is half time. So Kingborough 3-2-20 trail, Glenorchy 4-6-30. The goal kickers for the Tigers, Bilson, Dygan and Bailey Gordon. For Glenorchy, 2 to Jay Bowden, 1 to Matty Joseph and 1 to Mitch Rainbird. The margin is 10 points here at Twin Ovals. How did you see that half of footy, Chris Rowbottom?
I thought Glenorchy really threatened to just about take the game away from Tigers, but we saw the benefits of just getting the ball in long and quick. They had a couple of one-on-ones that they were kicking too late. We saw some increased productivity from Will Campbell late in that second term. Lovell's been pretty busy as well, and they got it in quick a couple of times. Got a good crumbing goal and a goal from a free kick. So they reaped the rewards of moving the ball a little bit quicker and a little bit more direct. Skills have not been great from the Tigers. They've missed a couple of targets, a few out in the fulls. But Glenorchy, they hold the advantage, 10 points to the good. They've been the better side for this first half, and I think Paul Kennedy will be pretty impressed with his team given some of the quality that they are missing, and some of his young players are doing a pretty good job out there this afternoon.
Yeah, completely agree with you, Rowie. So a 10-point margin here in favour of the Pies. We'll take a quick break and be back with you shortly for the second half of this round 4 game of TSL between the Tigers and Glenorchy here from Twin Ovals.
The Twin Ovals, second half action about to get underway. Glenorchy and Tigers, both teams need a win. Glenorchy, 4-6-30, lead the Tigers 3-2-20 after one half of football. The second half promises to be intriguing, that's for sure. The loser, of course, will be anchored to the bottom of the TSL table. So plenty up for grabs, and in a truncated season with only 4 final spots up for grabs, every win counts for double. Both teams will obviously be very, very aware of that fact. The ball is raised in the middle of the ground. The siren sounds. And we are back underway. So Deegan goes up with Gardner, who tracks his own footy. Got out of handball, missed Clifford, who went in, back in after it. And they go immediately from the get-go. We'll have an early stoppage in the middle of the ground. So up it goes again. Griggs, who's been good today, fed out a handball to Campbell, who got busy in the back end of that second term. Kicks the Tigers inside 50. Arnold there, but getting back. The Cavalry, and they'll just work it out of defence here. Neat. Well, it wasn't quite the intended target, but I'll get out of jail here, the Pies. Kick towards right, half forward. Good mark taken, going back by Bowden. Never reliable. Goes one way, then the other. Kicks Glenorchy inside 50. That is a beautiful, neat ball to a very, very good player in Daly.
Gee, makes that look easy, Jay Bowden. That mark was difficult, but then to sell the candy and come back on the outside and drill a ball in like that to Cal Daly, that's just magic work from the veteran.
So Daly loves a goal, this player. Been injected into the midfield of recent times, but knows where the big sticks are, that's for sure. This would be an early blow to the Tigers if he can put it through. He just pushed it across the face. In fact, it didn't make the distance. And a mark is taken on the goal line by Marcus Gardner.
So the big sausage Gardner takes it from fullback, basically, sending it out wide. Flying high was Bilson. Out it comes now for the Pies. It's chopped off, though, by Watt. His handball finds a target, and they move it forward through Lovell. Goes on forward to Sorty. Tough stuff down there. Campbell, handball's up. Here's a wide open look at it for the Tigers. Across the face, a goal. Through from behind. So the Tigers look good when they get a bit of space to move the footy. Unfortunately, couldn't capitalise in that regard. Margin back to 9. Rainbird on the end of this one. It's popped up now. Chance for Simpson, who's got some time and space. Has a bounce. Has time. Good talk down there. Bowden. Short to Daly. Daly doubled back nicely and found some space. And Jasmine Rice was left in the cooker. Handball off to Geard, who runs on and kicks long for a goal again. Glenorchy extend their lead. And you can see when they get a bit of space too, Glenorchy look good as well. So once the ball pops out of that in-close contest, the game really opens up and looks great.
I've liked Geard today. Yeah. He's been good. And I think with the likes of Mott, Camerick, Banks-Smith, Rundle, not in the team, he gets a good look on the ball and through the midfield. And I think he's been okay. He's done some pretty nice things, and that was a really classy finish.
Named as an emergency today too, Roy.
He was, yeah. So he's taking his chance at the moment, and this is one of those, I guess, depth players who Glenorchy really needed to stand up, and he's doing a pretty good job. So back in the middle now, chance now for the Tigers. Spiral inside forward 50. Chest mark taken by Sorty. Wheels around onto the left, looking for a man in the pocket. But getting across was Cleary. So back to the Pies. Been interstate, I believe, Tom Cleary, for the past season and a bit.
All right, so out of quarantine.
Out of quarantine. And now back in this Pies lineup, a very handy player down at fullback. Chance now for the Tigers as Campbell takes it off the scrappy kick. Around the corner it goes, and the instant response comes from Soup Campbell.
Soup, here it is.
Glenorchy 5-6-36. Kingborough 4-3-27. Back to 9 points.
That was great from Soup Campbell. That's classic Soup Campbell right there, isn't it?
Vintage.
Vintage. Although Soup not traditionally known for its vintages. You want to eat soup as quickly as you can. Doesn't keep too well.
Doesn't get better with age.
No.
Chunky soup.
No.
Maybe Will Campbell does. Certainly getting better as this game goes on, that's for sure. A goal to his name now. Here you got the Pies, though, out of the middle of the twin ovals. Webb, left foot kick inside 50. Missed the target. Rice and Davies work it out between themselves. Eventually it was Davies who claimed the footy. High ball clearing defensive 50. It'll be ineffective, though, as it goes out of bounds on the full. So a chance for Glenorchy now to reload. High ball into a dangerous spot. Big fly at the back, Bowden!
Wow.
Well, you called it, Tubes. The difference this man makes to this team cannot be spoken of highly enough. He's causing real headaches now, Jay Bowden. He's been on the end of a couple. That was certainly the best of them. And you would back him in from here 99 times out of 100. Jay Bowden kicking for his third goal of the afternoon. 30 metres out, directly in front. No worries whatsoever for the champ. And this time it's the Pies that reply. 6-6-42 Glenorchy. Kingborough 4-3-27. Jay Bowden's a star.
Absolute star, and he makes it look easy. Every time I come and watch him play footy, I think he's out of this, and then he just somehow finds a way to get back into the contest. He's kicked a goal in every quarter. So he's a superstar. It's probably been the difference in this Glenorchy side today. Make no mistake, they've had some contributors around the ground. James Webb's been good in the middle. Ruck contest. Sorty's back in the ruck. Handball came out towards Clifford. But Webb goes forward, down towards Dilger. Going back with it. Kieran Lovell has a chance here now. Sends it low towards Gordon. Gordon has it on the far side. Handball's over the top. Campbell. Back again, Daly with a hand in on it. Now Davies through the middle of the ground. Has time. Godomski. Actually, it was Carter. He's Cleary, spinning out of trouble. Reardon dives on it, and he caught him high. So a free kick will go to... Actually, it's a free kick going to George O'Neill. The boy from Cygnet has a free kick. Man on short if he wants, decides against that. George O'Neill will go back and have a shot. Right on his distance, I think, for George. He comes in. And this one just pulled to the near side. Through for a behind. So Kingborough have had their chances, just can't make the most of it. Short kicks on here. Finds his man, Meredith. Arnold. Short again. To another youngster, and Simpson, who's had a bit of the ball today. Simpson goes back across goal to Cleary. Cleary back to Arnold, who's racked up the Supercoach points in a short amount of time. This is Joseph. It's pushed as he was kicked. That's okay though. It's going to work out to Best. Best couldn't take the mark. Cal Daly in with his hands again. Short one. Finds a man in Simpson. Simpson across towards Koppelman. Koppelman's kicked it nicely out towards Webster, who's stuck out the mitt but just left it behind. Don't worry, he will go back and have an attempt to get the footy. Great effort from Zach Webster as he ran past George O'Neill and the footy. We'll see a boundary throw in.
See, that's a guy that's played in the AFL, isn't it? Because he didn't take the mark that he probably should have taken going back, but he butted up so well, Webster. Later, really good tackle, forced a stoppage. And now they're going to get it here off hands. Rainbird to Geared. Spearing ball inboard to Joseph.
Gee, that was a smart kick from Rainbird. Joseph had no other option but to mark it. It was headed straight for his breadbasket.
So straight down the gullet of Matty Joseph, who has one for this afternoon. He's had 2 shots on goal for 1 goal, 1 behind. This one very gettable, although that's an absolute shank. He's pulled that right across the face of goal. Never out of it, though. Guess who again? Jay Bowden raves the pack. Snaps truly. The man's a freak, Tubes. An absolute freak.
He amazes me. Just when you think maybe Jay Bowden's on the end of his career type stuff, he comes out and does stuff like that. That's incredible. Incredible. A real joy to watch.
Jay Bowden kicks his 4th major of the afternoon, and it was a goal that was seemingly out of nothing. It was a poor set shot from Joseph. It drifted across the face. It should have just been killed. Jay Bowden, though, killer instinct, lurking, snatched the footy, and before you could blink, had put it through the big stick. 7-6-48 the Pies. Lead now out to 20. Kingborough 4-4-28. And they're starting to get the sniff in their nostrils, you feel, the Pies. Although the Tigers going inside 50 now. Reardon was the target. Don Brown went after it. Overrun the ball. That's going to be pinged, holding it. So some good defensive work from the Tigers. Blowfield was the man run down. And a chance now to hit straight back and erase the Jay Bowden goal.
Sammy Digan. Good chase.
Yeah, terrific forward pressure. Digan. You'd almost put this one in the book as well. 25 metres out directly in front. Makes no mistake, does Digan. So the Jay Bowden blemish is erased. And they get it back. So it's really opened up now, Tubes, hasn't it? The goals are flowing.
Yeah, it's I don't know what it is about third quarters, but they seem to really open up a lot when you're watching local footy. Just getting a message through on the Twitter sphere too from one Aaron Cornelius. Reckons he taught Jay everything he knows. Well, Ace, I don't know about that. I doubt it. You're a good man, but this man just down here, Jay Bowden, oozes talent. Ruck contest again in the middle. Here comes Lovell. Quick kick forward. Digan's underneath it. Did well to hold his feet in that contest. Gordon's down there too. That one comes through from Bilson towards Reardon. Over the back here. There's a chance. Cleary, smart. Tackled hard. Umpire says play on. He just dropped it though. And we'll see a ball up right inside the forward 50 for the Tigers. Reardon sniffing about. Carter will do battle in the ruck up against Cleary. Tries to take it out of the ruck. And that one's just pushed through by Webb for a behind.
So when it comes from Arnold, finds a target short. Geared. Hemmed in. And just kick long up the line. Clears defensive 50 to no one in particular. The mark was taken by Gardner. Biggest man in the pack by a good foot. He'll send it inside 50 again now for the Tigers, but it's straight down the throat of Arnold, who positions himself so well in defence for Glenorchy.
Last game we called together was Glenorchy and Lauderdale, and he did that all game, didn't he?
He certainly did. He's been a star in defence for the Pies a shining light and an otherwise poor start to the season. So this kick beats everybody. Might have been a push. Well, Marcus Davies thought it was. And he let the umpire know about it,
was he?
with a cheeky F-bomb. Not sure if the mics picked it up. He gets things moving immediately. Short one is good to Lockie Watt. Right in front of the benches. Watt just tumbles one to left half forward for the Tigers. It was off the instep. Poor kick. It'll bounce out of bounds. So boundary throw in here. Pies lead this one by 13. It's been good fast footy. Umpire has plucked out a free kick just off the ball here. It's going to go Tigers' way. So chance here now for Tubes' man Jasmine Rice.
Yeah, just got a little frustrated there, Cal Daly, with Rice.
In it goes. Top of the square. Big fly from Reardon. Unable to be taken. In Pye's hands now. Dangerous kick. Looking to clear 50. Gee, that was a big tackle. A high tackle. A vigorous tackle. It's going to be penalised. Zach Webster just went in a little hard. It was a little sloppy. And now the Tigers with a chance to peg this margin back to 7 points. Tyler Carter will have the responsibility. So
Lockie Griggs just being a little bit chirpy down there. I don't mind it.
Trying to draw a 50 perhaps, but the ball is in the hands of Tyler Carter, who lopes on in and splits the middle. Tigers get it back to 7 points. And there might be another one here. Another chance for the Tigers. They'll have a free kick from the goal square.
And guess what? It'll be Lockie Griggs, who's just a real chirpy style.
Well,
I like it.
You've called that beautifully, Tubes. He was just nipping at the heels, wasn't he, of his Glenorchy opponent as that kick was being taken. And it worked. Ill-discipline prevails.
I know, umpire didn't call time on, so he still could miss it here.
Well,
if he does, I'm not here.
well, that would be a turn of events. Lockie Griggs, with the easiest of attempts on goal, puts it through, and all of a sudden the double play means the Tigers bring it back to just 1 point. 7-5-47, Glenorchy 7-6-48. Ill-discipline letting the Tigers in. Coach Paul Kennedy will be filthy, Tubes Taylor.
He'll be filthy, all right. There's no need for that. And Lockie Griggs,
You called it so well.
I just watched him because he was just in the ears of all the Glenorchy players. First he got into Deegan, then he got into.
Now we've got a 666 violation.
Warning against Glenorchy.
A warning.
Right, so back in the middle. Lockie Griggs being smart, clever with his lips. Nice work. Out it comes for. Who's got it out there? Lovell. Short one in, and that's a good lead and mark. He says, take him back, Luke Graham. Graham's got a man on short, decides against it. Godomski's worked his way down from half back. Marcus Davies was the man that started it. Out to Kieran Lovell. And then straight down the throat of Luke Graham. In he comes in the blue boots. Nice long roost. Gee, has it got the journey? It does! An absolute beauty from Luke Graham. And here come the Tigers. They trail by a... Well, no, they lead. Jeepers creepers, that happened fast. Of course, because they got the 2 goals, didn't they, Rowie? Gee.
Double play, Tubes. 5 goals for the quarter.
They've baked me. Unbelievable stuff here. As you say, 5 goals for the quarter.
So some turnaround brewing here at the Twin Ovals. 10 points in arrears were the Tigers at half-time. They've kicked 5 goals 2 to 3 goals straight in a shootout in this third term. to wrestle back the lead. 5 points to the good now, the Tigers, and another centre break. Here goes Campbell. Can he find a target inside 50? Gee, he just about can. Man couldn't take the mark over the back. Reardon will track it to the boundary line. Boundary throw in. Another stoppage for the Tigers. Can they add a sixth?
Wow. What a game of footy.
So now it's the Pies defending grimly. In it comes. Plenty of riding on this one. Campbell took it from the stoppage. Free kick's been plucked. And the Tigers will have another shot on goal.
Wow. Carter.
So Carter has one for the term. He could add a second. And the Tigers, amazingly, could add a sixth for the quarter. So Tyler Carter, from 30 metres out, lets it fly. Liked it as soon as it left the boot. It's an avalanche at the Twin Ovals. The Tigers have 6 for the quarter and extend the lead to 11 points. A 21-point turnaround, Tubes Taylor.
That's an amazing turnaround, Rowie. I didn't think the avalanche was coming until Monday when snow's falling to sea level, but it's here already at Twin Ovals on a Saturday afternoon. 15 degrees. And it's pouring goals here at Twin Ovals. 9-5-59, Kingborough lead Glenorchy 7-6-48. Cooper Sorty slides into the ruck. The midfield of Glenorchy need to lift here. They've moved Jay Bowden into the middle. Big fist from Deegan. Only as far as Griggs. His kick goes directly across the ground. Roberts off to Simpson. Short one finds Daly. They need a goal here, Glenorchy. Nice long one down towards Mitch Rainbird. Griggs goes back with the flight. Here's Webster. They owe him one. Quick kick off the ground by Dilger. It's a beauty. And Richard Dilger has one. And luck's a fortune for Richie Dilger. And Glenorchy peg the margin back to 5 points.
Humdinger unfolding here at the Twins. Tubes Taylor. Opportunist goal from Dilger. Back to 5 points. Glenorchy's turn to respond. And you called it off the top. Jay Bowden inserted into the midfield. He's just been a luxury down forward, especially given all the outs, to be able to still play Jay forward of centre. But they've said no. We need our champion in the guts, and that's exactly what they've done. Tapped straight down the throat of Cal Daly, immediately wrapped up by Kieran Lovell.
Cal Daly into the middle. Mitch Rainbird goes to full forward. So that's what's happened. They've moved Rainbird and Bowden.
Coach Kennedy moving the magnets here as the Pies look for something. They trail in this game now almost unbelievably high. Kick to half forward. They're just trying to knock it forward any which way. Big tackle laid by Geard, who just hitches a ride.
Bit of Green Day.
Geard Day.
Geard Day. I like it.
There you go.
You'll make a great father one day.
Wonderful tap down from Deegan, straight into the path of Daly. Got rid of an opponent, shoveled out a handball wide. He missed the target, although his teammate in Simpson just overran the footy. Couldn't quite bend down to pick it up off the shoelaces. We'll have a boundary throw in game. Delicately poised here at the Twins. 8-6-54 the Pies. They trail Kingborough 9-5-59. In it comes again. Deegan's been good in the ruck. Kick out from Geard. He's been pretty good as well. Kick the centre half forward. Wonderfully roved by Roberts. Immediately claimed in the tackle. He's going to be pinged here. Not sure he quite had prior, but maybe he did. He did try to take on Godomski, who flares it wide now looking for McCulloch. Got some work to do. Dilger to contend with. Stops and props and works things out. Eventually comes back across goal to Godomski. He's got Rice wide. Kick needs to be good, and it is. So he's in the left back pocket for the Tigers. So Rice eventually will just kick beyond defensive 50. He's kicked it straight down the throat of Gear. Another possession for him. Goes inboard to Webb. Takes on the man on the mark. He goes wide again looking for Joseph. He'll need a kind bounce. He's got Griggs in for company. He lost his feet. It opened the door for Griggs to lay the tackle. The home fans wanted holding the ball. Not sure he had quite the opportunity. We'll have a stoppage on the outer side, right in front of some rowdy Tigers fans who are just found their voice in the last 10 minutes or so. And it comes. Deegan and Sorty to do the ruck work. Comes down, big tackle laid by Daly. Ball spills free. Trying to work it forward now, the Pies. Rainbird working really hard. Umpire comes to do the business.
Hasn't the crowd come alive?
And lifted. And a Glenorchy free kick here. So they'll get it in quick. High ball in. Big fly. It's getting silly now. It's getting silly. Jay Bowden, clinic alert. He came from a couple deep. Read it best off the boot. And this to hand the lead back to Glenorchy after the siren. They need this. My word, he's been good today.
How easy does he make those marks look? That was a contested grab. Right at a critical time.
So Jay Bowden, just when his side needs him most. The champ all set to step up. In he comes. Never in doubt, Jay Bowden. And this time it's the Pies who benefit from a free kick. And they will take a slender 1-point advantage into the final term. It's all set up for a grandstand finish, Tubes Taylor.
Well, 9-5-59 Kingborough. Trail Glenorchy 9-6-60. Goal kickers for as a melee almost starts to appear. Just a little, hey guys, what are you going to do at three-quarter time type chit-chat situation at half forward here. But goal kickers for the Tigers. It was a 6-goal third quarter for the Tigers. 2 to Tyler Carter, 2 to Sam Dygan, then singles to Lockie Griggs, Jack Bilson and Luke Graham and Bailey Gordon. For Glenorchy, a cheeky 5-pack for Jay Bowden, and then singles to Mitch Rainbird, Richard Dilger and Matt Joseph. We might take a quick break here. Stick around on this live stream because this game will go down to the wire. Make no bones about it. Tubes Taylor and Chris Robot, I'm back with you here for TSL action, round 4 of the Tigers and Glenorchy from Twin Ovals.
Tubes Taylor, we are set for one of the great finishes here. It is all set up for an absolute humdinger. Glenorchy lead 9-6-60 to Kingborough at 9-5-59. The third term saw 11 goals scored. Kingborough wrestled back the lead at one stage. We're up by 11 points. Jay Bowden's kicked 5 for the Pies in an absolute display. He's back into the midfield now. I'm excited for this fourth and final term.
Me too, Rowie. And I'll tell you what, the Jay Bowden show is alive and well as we get underway for the fourth term. Rucks go at it, tap down, Bowden on cue. Campbell's in there, tackled high was Webb. And the umpire says, no, give it to me.
Still in the middle here, Twin Ovals. Gardner won it forward. Who can get the first clearance? It's been a free kick for a bit of holding on. Footy in Glenorchy hands, so short kick will be good here to Best, who's been okay today. Young fella, done some pretty good things in those ruby red shoes, as you mentioned, Tubes. Kick towards half forward. Contest was made. Big fist. We'll call that a 0-0 draw. Webb the target. Managed to kill the footy.
Love seeing contests like that, Rowie. That's just hard at the footy type stuff. Well done to everyone.
So I'll get a tip from you here, Tubes. Not much in this game. Who wins from here?
It's a draw.
A draw. 2 points each. Get off the fence, please. So Geared went in after it for the Pies. It'll be all wrapped up once again.
If it's not a draw, it'll be Glenorchy, because I think Glenorchy, as you said in the break, has been on top most of the game. Tigers made them pay in that third term, but maybe Glenorchy just. If it's not a draw.
Gardner and Deegan go at it. Griggs has been good today. Got it out to Clifford, who goes across goal. Gee, that needed to be taken. In come the Pies for the first of the term.
Brady Simpson.
Massive start, Glenorchy. Simpson punishes the errant kick across goal. And that's the perfect start for the Pies. 10-6-66 they go to Kingborough at 9-5-59. 7-point lead to the black and white.
Well, someone in the Glenorchy coaches box is doing a little bit of Alistair Clarkson in there, punching away at the portable. But they're pretty pumped up, the Glenorchy coaching panel. And they lead, as you said, by 7 points. We're back in the middle. Big Sausage Gardner up against James Deegan. The umpire has a bounce, don't mind that. Campbell gets a quick kick out of the middle, down towards Bilson. And he takes a mark inside forward 50. And he'll, tough angle. He's pretty much directly in front of the camera here, so we'll get a good look at it on the live stream. He's a wiry type, Rachel Bilson. He's a beautiful kick of the footy, though. And he's just sprayed that one to the left-hand side. Tough kick from there. Margin back to a straight 6. Gee, that draw's looking possible.
Don't mind it from you. Not much separating these two teams. And it comes to short ball. Had to be good to Geared, and it was. He goes short to Webster. He's going to take on a tackler and kick Glenorchy up beyond a wing. That came Big Williams taking the mark. That's a good kick up the line too. So building here the Pies. Joseph has been really handy across half forward. Into Geared, who just spilt the beans. Did okay to recover. Got it off to Best, who had a flying shot on goal. He's got a man deep in the pocket, and he finds him. I'm not sure he was the intended target, but he got there in the end. I think it might be young Callum Thompson. Not a name we've called not a name we've called a lot today, but he has a real chance here. Thompson with the traditional drop punt too. He's threaded it. That might be his only kick of the afternoon, and it is an absolute class finish.
That's an unbelievable
You
kick.
don't see that anymore, do you? Just the straight drop punt from the tight angle.
I'll say it. You never see it. We've just seen a miracle. We've just seen a unicorn here at Twin Ovals.
As casual and as easy as you like.
Wow.
From the young fella.
What a goal.
Well, terrific finish. Glenorchy with the first 2 of the fourth, and they skip back out to a 12-point lead.
Goodness me. I can't get over that kick. That was magnificent. Straight through the middle with a drop punt from the toughest of angles. Back in the middle. The Rucks do battle. Sausage Gardner taps it straight down to Geard, who tries to get rid of it. 3 of the 4 emergencies for Glenorchy came into this side, Rowie. Adam Roberts, John Geard and Riley Best, and they've all been pretty good. Down it pops for Gordon. Goes back to Campbell, who handballs over the top. Oh, a little hospital there, but it's worked out okay. In comes Davies, who goes long and deep inside forward 50. Big fly from the man down the back there in Luke Graham. Punched away by Bowden. It's coming back, though. Smart stuff. Oh, just dodged it away, and that one goes out of bounds. Brady Simpson was the man that kicked it, and the peanut gallery over there in the Cripps stand screaming at the boundary umpire that it was out on the full. Don't think so. Maybe there's a little bit of peanut butter on that Cripps loaf as we'll see a boundary throw in. And that's the peanut butter I'm talking about. Gardner just over the back of the head, goes back and picks it up, down to Lovell, goes forward again. Big fly from Sorty, just underjumped the ball. Around the corner kick. Burrows Chengelby second to it after Webster. Keeps battling on. Webster, Reardon, and out of bounds for another boundary throw-in.
Right forward pocket for the Tigers. Glenorchy with the first 2 of this term. They lead by an even 12 points. In it comes. Who can conjure something for the Tigers? Gee, if anyone can, it's this man, Kieran Lovell. Tried to just screw it back into play, but he ran out of tarmac, and we'll have another boundary throw-in from a very similar position. 11.672, plays 9.660, 6.5 gone. Final term here at the Twins. Neither of these teams yet to sing the song in 2020. Who can become the first? Call of high, but umpire will say no. Another stoppage right on the 50, right half forward for the Tigers. Deegan and Gardner, as have done all day. Deegan just tried to slap it forward. It came to Lovell, who got a left foot ball inside 50. Who can take a mark? Oh, Reardon read it beautifully off the pack. Calls have touched. Umpire thought it was. It bounced on through, and it was a minor score. Slick work, though, from Elijah Reardon, who does pretty good stuff both in the air and at ground level. Pretty in Glenorchy hands now. Simpson, who's been okay. Kicked the goal already this term. Kicks beyond 50. Here's Campbell. Just takes his time to think things through. Eventually shovels it off to a man who knows what to do generally in Kieran Lovell, who sends the Tigers inside 50. Scrambling is the Glenorchy defence, but time and space to work things out. That's a good outlet kick that he'll find best. He's got it at right half back. Goes by hand to Arnold. Generally a good user. This time no exception. Kick toward a wing now for Glenorchy in the Bowden direction. He was just worked underneath the footy, and it'll spill out of bounds for a boundary throw-in right in front of the commentary position here on the hill. Tubes Taylor.
Yes, it's been frenetic pace this last term. The margin 11 points in favour of Glenorchy here at Twin Ovals. Round 4 TSL action, Tigers versus Glenorchy. Sorty up against Deegan. Deegan wins it down towards Webb. Lovell ducked his head, copped him around the bowl cut, no free kick. Through comes the big fella Cleary, who just sends it forward. Big punch from behind at the bottom of the pack. Oh, that's a push in the back on Davies. And the umpire's called it. I think it's Jay Bowden down there. It is. Copped a little one fair in the middle of the back, Jay Bowden. Yeah, so he'll go back and have a shot on goal. We saw one kick from here before by Cal Thompson. And Cal Thompson just ducks down into that corner. He's not going to get it though, because Joe Bowden, rightfully so, going for a goal every quarter. Yep. It's magnificent off the boot, but it just fades to the left for a behind. So a kick out here from fullback for the Tigers. McCulloch takes it on the left foot, sends a burner out to Sorty. He marks it half back. Numbers up the line. Beautiful work by Arnold. And spoils across the line for a boundary throw in centre wing.
He does that so well, Arnold. He just positions himself and just uses his body, doesn't give away kicks generally. Does enough to kill the footy on that occasion. Here we go again. Gee, good. Koppelman just tried to take it out of the ruck. He did pretty well. There was calls of ball, though. Dicing with danger, always trying to take it out of the ruck contest. Another tackle late as they roll around. So ball up, out of side, centre wing. Pies by 2 straight kicks. Free kick to the Tigers. Play on advantage. Inside 50 they go. Mark taken.
Daigan, I think.
It is. So Daigan will wheel around, fancies his chances, sends one goalward. Reardon on the line.
Called for a behind.
So Reardon unlucky twice now. A touch ball and a mark on the line. Brought immediately into play. 2 on 1 here though. Tigers with the numbers. Tackle is laid. And a stoppage. Right half forward for the Tigers. So you just maybe sense that Reardon is going to do something in the next 5 minutes. Down it came to Burrows Cheng. He tries to screw one around. Gee, that went all the way to the goal mouth. Here is Reardon. Picked it up. Flying shot on goal. Another behind. So Reardon just starting to threaten. And it comes. Dilger for Glenorchy. Sees something he likes out of side. Campbell swoops after the loose footy. Handball inboard. Lovell. Inside 50 they go again here, the Tigers. Ground ball. Lovell butters up. Dodges through a couple and hits a target.
Smart kick. There wasn't a lot of room to operate there for Kieran Lovell, but that was very, very clever. Found his man, Luke Graham.
So crucial kick this for Kingborough. Luke Graham, he's looking to come around the corner and snap around the body, and he misses.
Well, they've had their opportunities, Rowie. That's 5 behinds this quarter.
Several chances now. The Tigers. Kick comes into Geared, who takes the mark.
Geared from the back pocket. Sees a man short, Joseph. Daniel Joseph looks long. Gets closed on by Reardon. Big fist from Godomski. Goes out of bounds. Boundary throwing. Right in front of us here on the hill here at Twin Ovals. Starts to chill off a little bit. I like the 1:30 start. It's nice. Boundary throwing. Good running by Webb. Big Sausage Gardner wraps him up, and we'll see a ball in. Again, I like Marcus Gardner all day, actually. He's done a really good job. Koppelman's gone quiet, as has Mitch Rainbird. Possibly injured Mitch. Webb, smart. Clever touch. Through comes Burrows Cheng. Needs to just collect the footy here. Throws it up to Gardner. Lovell spins out of trouble, does best. And that one goes out in front of Griggs, who's been quiet this quarter, Lockie Griggs, after being prolific in the third. We've had 4 boundary throw-ins in the space of less than a minute out here on this wing. Boundary throw-in again. Let's see if we can get some clearance here. Punch down. Webb tries hard. Nice handball. Lovell, clever. Just the 1-2 side step. Gets it long. Joseph missed the mark, then somehow managed to get his hands back on the footy. Handball came out to Webster. Webster goes back in board. It's picked up by the Tigers. Webster sharks it. Goes into the middle with space. Dilger now has time. Goes in board to Webb. Webb with time as well. Looks up, sees Bowden. Bowden spins around. This is going to be clever stuff. The inside-outside torp goes rankly up to the Kingross Sports Centre and is out of bounds on the full.
So super clean from Bowden, who wheeled around. Was just on the wrong side for the right foot. Makes a rare error. But that was a good passage there from Glenorchy, who just, the Webster kick found a man in the middle of the ground, the chain of handball, and the Bowden shot. Gee, this is dangerous, dangerous, dangerous here for the Tigers. We've got to defend grimly. It ends up almost in a Glenorchy goal. In fact, I think it might be over the line. Umpire says it is. So costly again for the Tigers. They've been punished 3 or 4 times now.
Matt Joseph, the goal kicker, Rowie.
Going across goal, and Joseph the beneficiary on this occasion. That makes it tough for the home team. Joseph with a couple. Gee, they've just tried to bite off that kick 3 or 4 times. That was a relatively easy one, though, it must be said. And this Glenorchy forward line, the pressure to keep it locked in and to finish has been pretty impressive today. So back in the middle. Tigers desperately need something now. Game just about out of their grasp. They need the next goal, that's for sure. Best was held off the footy. Umpire said play on. They'll get it forward here, the Tigers. Through they go, through Watt. Another skill error inside 50. It was just, well, it looked like it was thrown in by Bilson. Umpire said no. We'll have a boundary throw in. So we're at the 15 points now in favour of the Pies. This stoppage crucial. Taken out of the ruck there by Carter. He was ripped off the footy. Quick kick out now from the Pies defender. To nobody in particular. Marcus Davies goes after it. Sees it over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in. 5 behinds this term, the Tigers. 0 goals, 5 for the term. Glenorchy, 2 goals, 1. Down comes Sorty, won the tap. Lovell's been huge today for the Tigers. Plenty of the footy. As they go after it. Gee, that's a free kick to Clifford. They need something here. Clifford, again, just tries to bite off a kick. It'll fall for them, though. Donnelly, handball up to Watt. Saw something he liked wide, missed the target. That was high.
Is it a good game, Dygan?
Dygan now, centering ball. Need to take a mark. It's all Glenorchy. At the front of the pack, it's Cleary.
Great in for the Tigers as Cleary goes out of bounds on the full. Well, who takes this kick? I think it'll be down to Kieran Lovell. So if there's ever a time to kick a goal, it's right now. And Lovell deciding to go around the corner, Stevie J style. Tough to kick from there. Is that one? He makes it look so easy, Kieran Lovell. He's popped it through. Wow. Here I am thinking there's no way he's going to kick this, but little did I remember that he's a star. He's kicked another one. So the margin back to just 9 points, Rowie. 10-10-70 Kingborough. Trail Glenorchy, 12-7-79. 9 points the margin here at Twin Ovals. About 18 minutes gone, 18.5 minutes gone in the final term. And we've got a game on our hands. Another goal here makes it very interesting. Sorty in the ruck up against Deegan. Punched away nicely. Lovell got it on a string now. Bouncing ball. It sits up nicely for that player in Adams, who goes long inside forward 50, right in front of the sun, and Carter. Oh, it's nice. Big sausage down there. Marcus Gardner taking a mark. Contested grab in front of Cleary, no doubt. And this one will make it very, very interesting if he can slot it. It's a nice kick for a ruckman. Here's a big kick in the contest of this game. In comes Sausage Gardner. And he's just slid across the face of goal. That was a nice looking kick off the boot. And he has missed. So 6 behinds in this term for the Tigers.
1 goal 6. The Tigers have had their chances. They'll be ruining that one. Out it comes from Bowden. That is a big grab taken by Sorty. He's stood up. Long it goes inside 50. Who can take the mark? Oh, big fly free kick plucked out. There was a push out, and this will be a Tigers kick. Luke Graham. And you wouldn't have thought Luke Graham, a man pretty handy around goal, will miss this. This will make it a 2-point game. Absolutely has to go through the middle. In comes Graham. He's hit the post. You would not believe it. You would not read about it, Tubes.
Well, a couple of let-offs here for the Pies.
A couple of enormous let-offs. And now Zach Webster has it in the back pocket for Glenorchy. 20 minutes gone this final term. Webster kicks for touch. Geared at the front. Keeps it in. Geared picked up the loose footy. Kick towards half forward. Gee, Joseph was good. Worked his man under it. Inside 50 now. This would ice it. Dilger goes after the footy. He'll have time and space to finish. Good defensive work getting back. Chance now for the Tigers. Off hands. Handball came out from Rice. Through the middle of the ground now go the Tigers. They've got to go inside 50. They work it out by hand. Lover with the 1-2. Mark has to be taken. Couldn't hit the target. Gardner with a handball over the top. Missed the target. Out it comes now. Ball in the hands of Bowden. Kick over the top. Will land in the lap of Roberts. And they just have to kill time now, the Pies. That was probably the last roll of the dice. 21 and a half gone, final term. Kick up the line. Just has to either find a player or find touch. Well, it's gone out of bounds, but it might have been off a Glenorchy boot. Griggs plays on immediately. Last roll of the dice here, Tigers. Tubes, Taylor, take it away.
Punched away by the defenders. It was actually the Tigers who got the punch away as it comes in from Lovell. Playing in front. Beautiful work by the defender down there in Arnold. Tackled hard by Watt, and it goes out of bounds. Quarters are 16 minutes plus time on. We're currently at 22 and 10. So there can't be much time left. We've got a 7-point margin. The draw's still in play just quietly. However, I think it is unlikely. Punch forward. Cleary's down there. They go in hard. The crowd's gone quiet. Hearts in the mouths. Out it comes. Nicely picked up there by Clifford. Out towards Campbell. Campbell juggles with a 1-2. Rides the bump. Fends off. Good tackle from Best. Brilliant work. Beautiful. Might be Blowfield. Beg your pardon. Well called. Blowfield sends it up towards the ruckman in Deegan. Handball came over the top. Grigg off to Lovell. Lovell with time and space. He's killed it. Another one for Kieran Lovell. And this game is going down to the final plays. Smart work through traffic from Kieran Lovell. And a brilliant finish. He did what every one of his other teammates couldn't do. And that was finish this kick. Last kick on goal through the middle. 2 goals for Kieran Lovell. 11-12-78. Kingborough trail Glenorchy by a point. 12-7-79.
Unbelievable game of footy here at the Twin Ovals. Kieran Lovell has been absolutely gargantuan. 2 last quarter goals to keep his side in it and a truckload of touches. He has been massive. Who's on him at this stoppage? Out of the middle of the ground they go here, the Tigers. It's going to be brought back. They were just about clear out of the middle. 4A forward here for the Tigers. Who can take a mark? They trail by 1. Big grab over the back was Cleary.
Beautiful.
Strong, safe hands. Gee, there can't be long left. Cleary, high ball, outside the defensive 50. That's nice hands too, taken from Brady Williams. The Pies hang on. A famous win, 1 point victors Glenorchy. Kingborough kept coming and coming and coming, but Glenorchy just battered away every challenge. Kieran Lovell was enormous, but couldn't quite drag his team over the line. And this young Pies outfit hangs on for its first win of 2020. 12-7-79 the Pies. Kingborough 11-12-78. A terrific game of footy tubes, Taylor.
Wow, heart in your mouth type stuff here. You could hear it in the crowd. They were really vocal halfway through that fourth term. And then in the last couple of minutes, they just went quiet until Kieran Lovell kicked that goal. The kick came in again from Marcus Davies, or it might have been Burrows Cheng, and that mark by Cleary right at the end of the game was outstanding. From behind his opponent there too, Big Sausage Gardner took the mark and really iced the game. Goal kickers for the Tigers, well, 2 to Tyler Carter, 2 to Sam Dygan, and 2 to Kieran Lovell, who was possibly best on ground. Then singles to Lockie Griggs, Jack Bilson, Bailey Gordon, and Luke Graham. For Glenorchy, it was a 5-pack to Jay Bowden, the star down there for Glenorchy. 2 to Matt Joseph, and then singles to Mitch Rainbird, who is possibly injured, didn't spend much time on the ground after sort of three-quarter time. Richard Dilger had 1, Brady Simpson had 1, and Callum Thompson. The Fred House Perpetual Trophy stays in Glenorchy's hands.
Gee, I was impressed by Glenorchy today. It must be said, the outs, I don't want to sort of go on and on and on about them, but Aiden Grace and Banks Smith and Camrick, and they lose Rundle and Dilger before the bounce, and Rainbird during the game, one of their better players. And these young Glenorchy players just stood up. I really like the work of Riley Best, and Koppelman did some good things. Brady Simpson, who we don't know too much about. You inject Tom Cleary back into the team. Riley Oakley did some okay things. Blowfield. They just stood up, and when they were challenged, they got out to a lead. Kingborough pegged it back. They were able to respond. And despite the best efforts of Kieran Lovell, who I think was the best player on the ground, Bowden was absolutely magnificent with 5 goals and was probably the difference between the win and the loss. But Kieran Lovell in a losing team was absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, I think you're right, Rowie. John Geard was the one for me coming in from emergency. I thought he did a huge amount of work through the midfield for Glenorchy. The others that I thought were very good, James Webb as well, he was excellent. As you said, Mitch Rainbird early in the pieces. Tom Cleary had played a good game. Matt Joseph chipping in with 2 goals was very, very good early, and as was Daniel Koppelman in that first half of footy. But Riley Best to come in from the emergencies. Adam Roberts, John Geard and Riley Best coming in from the emergencies to replace Zach Evans-Fentons, Matt Dilger and Sam Rundle. They're big names out of that footy side, and they did a great job to come in from the emergencies. What a game of footy we saw here, though, today at Twin Ovals.
Yeah, an absolute cracking finish. Glenorchy 12-7-79, Kingborough 11-12-78. The Pies 1 point winners that third term that saw 11 goals kicked. It was magnificent to watch in broad footballing terms. Has been a pretty dour 2020, but to see the goals flying through was absolutely magnificent. 3 votes Kieran Lovell, 2 votes Jay Bowden, 1 vote
everyone else.
Good team effort. We'll say John Geard.
I think so, yeah.
I think that's just about all from us from a magnificent looking Twin Ovals. A great game of footy here. Round 4 TSL action. Glenorchy get their first win of the season. Kingborough yet to sing the song. They are left to rue what could have been. Thanks for joining us on the live stream. Been a pleasure bringing it to you. Bye for now.